up, Karim? This is Nilambari from Bullion World. How are you?
Good, sorry. Good, Nilambari. Good, great to meet you. Thanks for having me on today.
Great. So, we were going through Cash website and we have found some very interesting inputs. So we would first we would like to know about what is Cash? What is it exactly?
Sure. So Cash was born, so to speak, from a vaulting provider and a bullion dealer, silver bullion, who very quickly realized that blockchain is out there and it's a great opportunity to build something that's not crypto, not entirely gold, but something in between. So they came up with Cash. Cash essentially is an event-based entry system on blockchain, which allows us to track assets. And as a gold and silver bullion dealer, we're using it as Cash Gold or Cash Gold tokens, which is a gold-backed token. Sorry.
So as we understand that Cash provides foundational technologies to enable the trading of Cash Gold and tokens by the third parties. So you have mentioned about it's just like Visa. So can you just elaborate on this? I mean, like if I talk from a layman language and I don't understand, see, I am being a person, I'm a person, I am not dealing in anything gold, but suddenly I want to buy gold. But of course, it has been mentioned in Cash website that you cannot, we cannot provide gold to anybody. It's a specific kind of third-party dealing. So can you just briefly explain on what it is all about?
Sure, and we do provide gold as well, actually, but the way we see it is a bit different. We essentially partner with vaulting providers, allocate physical bullion in a vault, and then turn that bar into tokens. Now, this is a two-way process. So if you as a layman want to buy Cash Gold tokens on one of the many exchanges we're listed on, you can take those tokens, come to us at Cash and say, hey, I want to redeem my tokens into a physical bar. And then we'll enable that. So if you have, say, 100 grams for a 100-gram bar, you need 100 tokens. So it's 1 gram for 1 token.
1 token.
And exactly. And so you redeem essentially your tokens into physical gold. There are obviously shipping costs incurred and a very small transaction fee. But other than that, it's a very easy way to get exposure to gold when you need it and then redeem it into physical gold when you need it. We did approach this from two sides. So one from the retail, so say a layman that wants to buy gold, but also from corporates. So if a vaulting provider needs to buy gold from a specific mint, they can actually buy Cash Gold tokens, get that exposure that they need as opposed to having a US dollar or whatever else exposure, have exposure in essentially pure gold grams. And when they really need the bullion, they can then redeem it from a mint, or we can redeem it from a mint and send it to them. So it's pretty much a very easy way to trade gold tokens. It's a very easy way to own gold as a vault receipt, technically speaking. So instead of having it in your home or in a third-party vault or whatever else, you can hold Cash Gold tokens. And when you really need the gold, in whichever country you're in, we can send it to you.
Amazing. So how freely can this Cash token be tradable to the other currencies or other forms of currency which have been emerging through the time?
So we're currently listed on a number of exchanges, and we're, as we speak, being listed on Probit, which is a Korean exchange, which will also give us the Korean won trading pair, KRW. We're also listed on the Norwegian Block Exchange, which has a Norwegian crown to Cash Gold token pair, and we're actively processing also USD to CGT or Cash Gold token pairs and so on. And the more exchanges we list, the more pairs will become widely available, and that's a big part of my job.
Okay, so how do you maintain with the transparency when it comes to the vaulting of gold?
Come again, sorry.
So how do you maintain the transparency when it is coming for vaulting of the gold?
So as I mentioned earlier, it's an event-based entry system. So every time something happens, we log it on the blockchain. On our website, on cash.gold, there's an explorer. And in this explorer, you can actually see every single bar that was turned into a token and where that particular gold bar is. So we work with Silver Bullion here, we work with Loomies, we work with Dylan Gage, and we're currently opening a vault with an account with Loomies in Zurich. And every bar is allocated on Cash or on the blockchain, you can see this bar. Here's a picture of it. Here's the vault receipt for entry signed by the vault personnel, and where that bar currently is.
That's amazing. So, can cash gold get exchanged with other currency if you want?
Sure. Depending on which exchange you use and where we're listed, there's no problem to transfer from cash gold tokens to a different currency, to a different cryptocurrency. We have a lot of BTC pairs as well. We have Ethereum pairs, and so on. So again, the more exchanges we list on over time, the more available special currencies will become. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So, lastly, I would like to ask you a very simple question. How can you shortly brief me on how to go about it if a person wants to invest? And I mean, I would just want to know the process of from the start to the end, how it processes. And I being a customer, how do I go about it?
Sure. So there are two parts to this. You can start by opening an account with Cash Gold. So if you go onto cash.gold, you can open an account with us. Opening an account will allow you to buy cash through one of our partner exchanges, but only if you have an account with us can we also enable the redemption. So turning your tokens into physical gold. There's a slight KYC process, as you'd expect, because we are transferring or shipping gold. The second thing you need to do would be to open an account with one of these exchanges. So Bittrex, Probit, Bitum. We're listed on a few, and the entire list of exchanges is also readily available on our website. And so yeah, you go into one of these exchanges, buy CGT or the Cash Gold token, and either hold it on that exchange, transfer it to any ERC20 compatible wallet, so MetaMask, whichever else. Either hold it there or log into our Cash Gold website, contact us and say, hey, I have 1,000 grams of gold or 100 grams of gold, and I'd like to transfer these into, or convert them, redeem them essentially into physical gold, and then we'll enable that process. As a note, in order to make sure that premiums stay the same and that the quality of gold is always guaranteed, we trade solely with a number of gold bar providers, so mostly LBMA bars or LBMA member bars, and we only trade in 100 gram and 1 kilo bars. As you know, the smaller the bar, the higher the premium, and we wanted to keep things compatible across the board to make sure that one Cash Gold token is equal to 1 gram of pure gold, and that no one tries to game the premium system.
Amazing. So, can you just tell anything else you would like to add on to this before ending up the discussion?
Sure. There are quite a few other asset-backed tokens out there, gold in particular. We know we have quite a few competitors. And I think it's very interesting or very important to differentiate ourselves from them. What we do that's quite special and quite specific for Cash is that we've built this coming from a vaulting provider, so a bullion dealer and vaulting provider's perspective. We never started off as we're going to make a currency that's actually backed by gold, like the gold standard used to be. We came from the perspective saying, hey, look, we hold all this gold. We're one of the biggest vaults here in SEA. And what would we do if we wanted to turn the entire complicated process we have of storage and so on for our client into something that's transferable, fractionable, and mutable as a crypto token would be? So we did exactly that, which also means that our Cash Gold tokens do hold storage fees per annum, because if we don't charge those, then there's something wrong. We would be paying more than we're making. There are transaction fees and so on. So we definitely come from an approach of this is what the process is for a bar of gold, and then we've transferred that into a smart contract, made that available on blockchain, and created it as transparent as possible with the Cash Explorer. So you have all these event-based entries, you have pictures, you have the actual scan of the piece of paper that says this is held in this vault with this provider, be it Looney, Still Engage, Dallas, sorry. And yeah, that's the kind of approach we took.
Lovely. So how is your experience overall going with APPMC?
Going very well. I'm actually quite fond of the platform. I have to say, I've been to quite a few of these online conferences, and I quite like their networking feature, the sponsor networking tables. Yeah. And it was very easy for you to reach out to me for this interview. And I'm also very excited. I'm actually holding a talk today at, I believe, 5 p.m. Singapore time, 4 or 5 p.m.
Great.
To discuss exactly this. As a matter of fact, I'm actually discussing more importantly the reduction in CO2 emissions by using a token-based system over physically shipping bullion across countries.
And how do you reduce with the carbon footprint, you mean to say?
Correct. So essentially, if a dealer in Singapore or a vault in Singapore would need to ship, let's say, 5 tons of gold to Dallas, and a different bullion dealer in Dallas has to ship 3 tons over to Singapore, as opposed to having them go both ways and have these 2 very expensive and very carbon emitting flights, creating a sort of a net out system with cash gold tokens that guarantee that the quality is the same because we only deal with specific high quality bars. They can then net out and instead only ship the remaining 2 tons one way. So saving on the shipping fees, but also on the CO2 emissions.
That's great. That's great. Great to have you, Karim. It was really a very wonderful, talk we had, and we'll get back to you shortly regarding any queries we have for Catch Gold, or in either case, if I need another interview of yours, not even if in a video conference, written, if you are comfortable. So it was lovely having you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And I'll keep it short because, you have to also be busy and I have to also prepare for some other meetings. Okay. Thank you, Karim. Thank you so much. I'll be just stopping the recording for the time being.
Thank you.